afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications. That's in North Alabama. You can also find us on syndicated television, and that's Abundant TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I've got AP Steadham with me right now, your favorite sports talk show host. And so lots of things still happening in the sports world.
Hey, Donna. Yeah, thank you for having me on the show. Yeah, this big weekend for the basketball, Donna. Alabama and Auburn, they were in Birmingham, Alabama in the first and second round. And Alabama was able to win their two games, and Auburn won the first game and were defeated in the second game by the number one seed in the region, Houston. So that was a tough game for them. They were ahead at halftime. They really looked sharp, and I thought they were going to pull it out, but they went stone cold in the second half. And Donna, we all know that in basketball, you have to keep scoring. You have to keep scoring in the second half. You just can't live on your past glories from the first half. So they couldn't put the ball in the basket. So it ended up in a loss for Auburn. But they had a tremendous effort against the number one team in that region. Houston.
Yeah. Lots of energy out there as well. A lot of fans.
A lot of fans from Alabama and Auburn at the ball game, and Birmingham. They were really thrilled to have that first and second round, the NCAA men's tournament. So I'm sure they'll come back to Birmingham at some time in the future, near future.
Absolutely. Is there as much tension or tenseness at a Alabama-Auburn basketball game as there is with the football game, or is it a little different?
Well, I think the basketball, it goes back and forth within seconds. Whereas football, maybe it takes a longer time to score for the other team. So that might take a while. But there's tension on every play, trying to get a first down, or catch the football, or make sure the quarterback gets that. But in basketball, it's just back and forth at every score. And you're pressing, you're trying to get the ball back, steal the ball, get some rebounds. So it's slightly different.
What are some of the highlights of that game?
Yeah, Auburn, they came out and jumped all over Houston. Houston's players, some of them were not up to par physically, but Auburn was making a lot of shots. They were causing a lot of havoc with their defense, and they looked good. I mean, they looked very good against Houston. And I just thought that the second half, if they could just hold on, but Houston came back on them, and they made a lot of shots. And Auburn, I think at one point, missing about 20 shots. I mean, they just couldn't put it in the basket down. I mean, that's so crucial in the game of basketball.
Yeah, it's got to happen. So let's talk about the coaches just for a few minutes. Let's talk about the strengths and the weaknesses you feel that may have happened because of that game.
Yeah, Auburn's coach, Bruce Pearl, his team normally they play good defense and they're pretty strong on the glass, getting rebounds. Offensively, you just don't know from game to game. That's any coach in basketball. You're not sure if your team's going to make some shots. So you have to really push them to understand that, all right, every play we have to play tough, intense, tight defense and stop the other team. When we have to get every loose ball. We have to get every rebound. I mean, that's the mindset. And Calvin Sampson, the coach of Houston, he's the same way with the defense and the rebound. They're one of the stronger ones in the country in those two areas. Offensively, they usually have one player that's pretty potent on offense, but they're similar type coach in that respect. But Houston just had the better second half, and that was the difference in the ball game.
How's the season playing out as far as the top five?
Yeah, the top seeds and going into the tournament, they have the 68 teams. They have four playing, looking for four teams, and 64 for the tournament. The top four teams: Kansas, Houston, Alabama, and Purdue. And Donna, this weekend, Kansas was upset and Purdue was upset. So they lost to two of the number one seeds for the tournament. So those two number one seeds left: Houston, who beat Auburn, and Alabama, who won their two games at Birmingham. So it was a tough weekend for the couple number one seeds. They didn't make it to the round of Sweet 16.
Wow, Sweet 16. Now how many years has that been going on?
Yeah, I think that terminology came around it's in the 70s, I guess. They used to have in the neighborhood of 32 teams, I think, down at that point. And so when you in that situation, when you won that first game, you're in the Sweet 16. But now you have to win a couple of games to get to the Sweet 16. So really, the tournament is based on 3 weekends. If you can win 2 games for 3 straight weekends, you're the champion. You can do that. You're a champion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And again, it can change on a dime.
Oh yes, yeah. The 1 ball game, the team gets hot. The other team is they can't throw it in the ocean, and they end up getting upset. I mean, we saw the number 1 seed Purdue get beat by Fairleigh Dickinson, a number 16. That's not the only second time in the history of the NCAA men's basketball tournament where the number 1 team was defeated by the number 16 seed.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now let's talk a little bit about Tennessee because most of I'm just going to tell you, we're beginning to get more text and questions about Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I watched that game down at Tennessee. They defeated Duke in the second game, and they're headed to New York City to play in the Sweet 16. That's the East region. Yet without their point guard who was injured late in the season, but they've managed to play good basketball, strong on defense at all times, and they came alive with their offense against Duke, beating them by, I think it was 15 points. And so Tennessee fans should be excited because now they're going to play Florida Atlantic, who I believe was the number 9 seed. So Tennessee has a good chance, a very good chance to get to the final 8, the Elite 8, they call that. It's Sweet 16, then it's Elite 8, then it's Final 4. So they have a good chance this weekend to reach the Elite 8, and they will play the winner of Kansas State, Michigan State. So, but I think Tennessee, they play their normal game. They should win this next game against Florida Atlantic, who defeated Fairleigh Dickinson University last night. Yeah.
Well, how did the game go back and forth between Tennessee and Duke? Because Duke has always been pretty good,
Yeah, Duke.
Not only their medical facility, I mean, they're world renowned. So,
Duke had a really good season down with the brand new coach John Shire, former player at Duke. He's from the Illinois as well as Coach Krzyzewski. They're both from Illinois, but he took over for the Duke program. They were undefeated at home. Tennessee really played outstanding defense. They're very physical, and I think that was the difference in the ball game. They got some of Duke's players into foul trouble. Tennessee had a pretty good day offensively, and really that was the difference in the ball game because Tennessee, as they said, they don't score as many points normally, but they had some hot shooting that day on Saturday, and they look strong to me. They can rebound. They score on the fast break when it's available, but they had some good shots and good playmaking by Santiago Vescovi. He's one of their left-handed guard. He passed the ball around, got it to the open players so they can make some shots. So yeah, Tennessee down they're in a great position because the number 1 seed was defeated. Purdue's out of that bracket, so Tennessee's got a good shot in this next game. And they just have to take the other team seriously, Florida Atlantic, and they can get to the Elite 8, and then they'll have 1 game after that, to get to the Final 4. So just beat Florida Atlantic the first game, then they'll play the winner of Kansas State, Michigan State. Those are 2 strong teams, and it's going to be a battle, though. It'll probably be a tight ball game, that next ball game, right? I'm looking for Tennessee to win this next game. I'm going to be really surprised if Florida Atlantic upsets them. I'll be real surprised because Kentucky got knocked out of that bracket too. They could have been looking to play Kentucky probably the second game. So Kentucky was defeated by Kansas State yesterday. So maybe that helps Tennessee. I don't know.
I think it does. A lot of the fans here, of course, we're, pretty close to the state line up there in Tennessee. So a lot of them live here in Alabama, and they also watch the station. They really like watching you on the station here. So that's another awesome thing. But they're really proud. They were kind of, not so good, just in very recent years. What do you think the comeback was?
Yeah, the you're talking about the basketball down. Well, Rick Barnes and football. Yeah, the football team's definitely on the rise. The football team down is definitely on the rise. I'm high on that coach Josh Heupel. They brought him in from Central Florida. They had the athletic director. First, he came from Central Florida, and he turned to this coach that he had down there in Orlando. And yeah, Josh Heupel's done magic, especially with the offense. Tennessee, the prior coach, they could not score points. They had trouble every week, but now they've got that turned around. Now the concentration is to continue on the offensive side. They'll have Joe Milton return. He was the backup to Hendon Hooker. He's a transfer from Michigan, and the concentration now is to continue that offense and then get better on defense. If they can get better on defense, now then that'll bring them a championship, because offensively he is smart, and he has a good style of play that he implemented. It's fast paced, it's exciting, and it's difficult to stop. Very difficult. So Josh Heupel can get some defensive players. He's going to contend for that championship against anybody in the conference. Anyone.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more concentration, I think. It's almost as if the coach is putting blinders, like they used to do horses and mules back in the day. It's almost like they have, that way they can concentrate on what's ahead of them.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Tennessee football, I believe, around the country, they're one of the programs people are taking notice of, because they have that strong offense, powerful, potent offense, fast-paced, difficult to defend, because he's throwing the ball to every receiver. They have one receiver who won the Blitikoff Award, Hyatt, but he throws it around to the tight end, the running backs. When you can, if everybody's an available receiver down, it's difficult to defend.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've got to go into a commercial break. Half the show's already over. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Y'all hang tight in there. We're going to talk about AP and Kelly as we see it when we come back.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know, because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018. Begin a great year and save big money with these specials at Albertville Foodland Plus. A 5-pound bag of red or gold potatoes only $2.99 each. Warm up with Campbell's Chunky Soup, 2 for $4. Slim down with gold salads, only $2.99 each. And make sure to check out the deli with fresh veggies and tasty pork chops or hand-battered chicken fingers, only $5.99. Check us out on the web at shop.foodlandgrocery.com.
Okay, folks, we are back. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television 2 different ways, channel 182 in North Alabama through Charter Communications, and then syndicated on worldwide television. That's Abundant TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You know, AP, the world's not so small anymore.
No, it's not. It's not. It's amazing how we can communicate with the world globally.
Absolutely. There's another show, and it's called As We See It with AP and Kelly. Let's talk about the show. What's going on this week? What happened last week?
Oh, yeah, Donna, we had a really great show. I had my friend of mine, Malcolm Moran. He's an award-winning reporter, columnist. He was at the New York Times, USA Today. He's now a professor at IUPUI, which stands for Indiana University, Purdue University in Indianapolis. And Don, imagine having an Alabama and Auburn in, let's say, Birmingham. I mean, that's the school, Indiana University, Purdue University in Indianapolis. So
that's a mouthful.
Oh, it is, yeah. So they call it IUPUI.
Better shorten it.
Yeah. So Malcolm, he's been the president of the Football Writers Association. He's with the Basketball Writers. He's executive director of the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. So he's very knowledgeable. He's covered sports across this country for many years. So we discussed a lot of different topics: the name, image, and likeness, the transfer portal, the basketball tournament, the upcoming proposal for college football, the new playoff system with 12 teams. We had a long discussion with Malcolm, so it was a lot of fun. And we're on every Friday, right here on IC Radio, 4 p.m. Central Time. Every Friday, Football Friday, 4 p.m. on IC Radio.
Yeah, we absolutely love it. I love the chemistry between you two. I think it's just really good. You're feeding off of each other, and that's great.
No, yeah, it's very good. Jack Kelly's, I love having her as a co-host.
Absolutely. So what's going on this week?
Yeah, this week, Donna, we're probably going to be discussing quite a bit of basketball, even though the spring football has started down around the league. Spring football is happening. Auburn's, several teams around the SEC have started spring football. There'll be some question marks. We'll get to that in the coming weeks, but we'll probably concentrate on this basketball because the SEC down in basketball Alabama has made the Sweet 16, Tennessee has made the Sweet 16, and Arkansas has made the Sweet 16 in 3 different regions. So it's pretty exciting. Arkansas is in the West Division. They'll play in Las Vegas against Connecticut. Alabama travels to Louisville, where they're going to play San Diego State. And we mentioned Tennessee will travel to New York City to play Florida Atlantic. So there's 3 teams out of the 16 are from the Southeastern Conference. They've had a good run so far in the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
Yeah, I remember when COVID hit, and I asked you this point blank question: what's going to happen to football because of COVID? And I remember your response was nothing. I mean, we love sports. Nothing is going to stop us. I mean, the fans are going to find a way.
Yeah, they're going to find a plan to continue the football. So yeah, people are they're watching the football, the spring football, but they're really excited about their basketball teams, Alabama and Tennessee and Arkansas and the SEC. And then the women's side, South Carolina's the prohibitive favorite to winning on the women's side. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, spring football, Donnie, you're trying to experiment. It's like you're in a laboratory. You're trying to maybe move some players around to different positions. You're trying to find out about your quarterback situation. There's a definite competition at that position. There's competition everywhere, but the highlighted one, if you don't have your returning quarterback, is at that position. For instance, Auburn, they're trying to find the right quarterback. And I think that there's a window down on May 1st through May 15th where that transfer portal is active again. So you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks transfer at that time because they have went through the spring training and they're found out from their coach that if the coach is encouraging them to stay or saying, we're still having the competition. Some people won't like having a competition, say, well, I want to know. I don't want to go into the fall not knowing if I'm the starter. So you're going to see that some quarterbacks transfer and become available. And you'll see other players as well.
What do you think might happen?
Yeah, anything might happen.
Yeah, I mean, anything can. Who knows? We're almost playing this big game of chess now.
Yeah, that's what it is, Donna. You're playing a game of chess. You actually have a department, Donna, where you're watching the number of players enter the transfer portal because it's large. I mean, in May, that number, I think in December, that thing kind of swelled to around 2,000 or so from the 131 teams around the country. So you may have another 1,000 or so transfer in May, maybe more.
Are you looking at anybody new right now that you think could be the one that makes it happen anywhere? Any players anywhere?
Right. I'm looking at Georgia. They've had Stetson Bennett the fourth for so many years as the starting quarterback. That's a big battle over there, quarterback battle at University of Georgia. Yeah, I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. And like I say, I think Auburn. I think that they're trying to get another quarterback besides the three that are on campus right now under scholarship. Most of the places, if we just quickly, Alabama's got a quarterback battle. Auburn does. Georgia, Florida has a transfer from Wisconsin. Tennessee has a hotshot freshman coming in from California. Plus, they have Joe Milton, who's been there a couple of years now. South Carolina, Spencer Rattler. Kentucky has a very good transfer. He came in from North Carolina State. Arkansas has their quarterback returns. Texas A&M, they have a quarterback that started some games. Ole Miss has three quarterbacks down vying for that spot, even though the starter returned. Vanderbilt has one starter returning. Could be a little battle there. Mississippi State has the starter returning. And let me see, I'm trying to remember for Missouri. That could be a battle for quarterback, even though the starter returns. So they have a transfer from Miami, Garcia. I'm trying to think one other team that we didn't mention. I think we went over everybody. But yeah, so that's always.
Alabama's still pretty much sitting up there in the top, aren't they?
Yeah, Alabama will be in contention. It'll be a different type of team, Donna, because normally we knew that Alabama had one of the better quarterbacks. Yeah. So that gives you an advantage because we all know that the quarterback is the center of your offense, and they receive every snap, so it's important. But I think Alabama this year, big question mark. First time in a long while that the quarterback position is unsettled, and we're not sure.
Yeah, well, the question we get every year, and I've had several of them, is Saban staying this year?
Yeah, they'll be paying him his money, so he's staying.
He's staying. He's not going anywhere. Will you people stop with this rumor?
No, he's about $11 million, I think, per year around that. Much money. So yeah, he's going to stay. He's chosen to stay.
But if we were to go anywhere else, where do you think it might be?
Oh yeah, he's not going to go anywhere down at this stage. He'll be in October 31st. He's born on Halloween. He will be 72 years old. So no, he's not going anywhere. His wife doesn't want to go anywhere. She loves being in Tuscaloosa.
But there's something about him, though. He likes to get a team, and he loves this. He likes to find a team just losing. I mean, it's just like that. They just can't seem to win. He really likes to develop something from nothing.
Yeah, he went to some teams that were struggling. Yes, for sure. Their programs were struggling. They made, they weren't, let's say, losing, but they weren't winning enough. Right. He's good at building up a program for sure.
He's really good. Now, as far as Auburn is concerned, I mean, we've been struggling quite a bit. Thought we were getting ahead last year, and we just kind of dumped it. So, what does Auburn need to do this coming year?
Yeah, they need to solidify that quarterback position and get some better production out of that position. The offensive line, that's an aspect of the game that they must improve, offensive line, because that will help your defense be on the sidelines more so they can be rested. It'll help your quarterback, check them in the pocket. It'll open the holes for your running backs. The offensive line is so important. It affects your entire football team down to that unit. And you have to be like the chorus line. I always say you have to be in step with each other. You have to be communicating because they have all these exotic blitzes trying to get to your quarterback. So you have to study the defense. The center makes those calls normally to who to block, the schemes that the offensive line coach has designed for them to be successful. So that takes a moment, Donna. You just can't say, all right, get the best 5 out there. Yeah, individually they can be very good. But when you're trying to figure out who to block and who's coming from what angle, that is something that needs to be practiced and studied and mastered.
Mm-hmm.
So the offensive line is key for them.
About a minute and a half left in this segment. In your opinion for basketball, who was the coach of the year? Whether they won or lost, who do you think was actually
right. I thought Nate Oates of Alabama, I mean, he built the program to the first time ever the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. I thought that was quite a feat. It was a difficult accomplishment, first time in history, and that's nationally. That wasn't where he won the league. He won the league and he won the tournament, the SEC tournament as well. So tremendous feats, and then to be named the #1 overall seed across the country, I thought those are fantastic accomplishments.
I think so too. About 40 seconds left in this segment. What would you like to say before you go?
Oh yeah, I'm saying watch out for Tennessee in basketball. They've got a real good chance because I think they can win this first game, even if they scrape by. But get ready to play in New York. It'll be a lot of fun for the people from Knoxville and the Tennessee fans to be in New York City. Alabama's got a good road. They have San Diego State, and then they have to play the winner of Creighton and I forgot the other team who that is. God, but yeah, Alabama's got a very good chance to win and get to the Final Four as well. And then Arkansas has got a tough task in that bracket. It's like UCLA, Gonzaga, Arkansas, and University of Connecticut. So I think that Alabama and Tennessee have a better shot than Arkansas, but they could do it. Arkansas is playing very well.
Absolutely. We got to call it a day. Thank you so much, AP, for being on the show.
Okay, thank you, Donna. My pleasure.
And thank you for watching. We definitely appreciate that. Hang around. We're going to have another exciting guest coming up in just a few minutes, so hang tight.